that a little bit more later. Right now, I just wanted to share with you um, a little bit of the trends. So the trends are the absolute biggest topic on my channel, and I'm so excited to share with you. They just came out. So last Saturday, I think I shared my trends video on the top 2025 runway trends that we're going to see. And more specifically, it was about the themes behind these trends. And I am such a big Hollywood fan, and we see a lot of trends coming to as an inspiration from the movies. So I've seen a couple of them, and I could not help but think, oh my gosh, I have got to share this with you. I do apologize for the lighting. It is so bright behind me, so I'll adjust that next time. But now I'm just like, I'm gonna do this. So I wanted to go live and just share with you. So by the way, if you are joining me right now, please leave a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. Oh, I see. Hi, Molly. It's so nice to see you. And thank you for joining today. Yes, I hope this is a good time. I was trying to do it around lunchtime, and yes, next time we'll have a little bit more preview. So fashion trends are really, really big, and I wanted to talk about the theme behind it. And before that, I have right here. This is the quick little guide that I put together. And if you don't have it yet, you can download it for free. Go to womenofhighvalue.com/2025 trends. I just printed a copy for myself. And really, what I did here is I shared the top 10 themes. And I think it's much easier to talk about themes because these will go throughout the whole year from every single season, right? And I really like to think about the core original thinking behind it because all the fashion designers, regardless if it's fast fashion or high fashion, they are looking at what are we looking at, right? Because then you like what you see on screen, you want to copy that, and then you're going to go and buy it, right? I see this a lot in kids because kids, think about it, when we were kids, we saw cartoons, we liked them, and then we want to go buy everything that's related to that. I know my girls are doing that. So I'm like, well, that's really, really nice that we get to do that for adults as well. So let's talk about that. So if you're ready to get started, thumbs up, hearts, and show me some emoji that you're ready to go. So again, I have the lead magnet if you want to grab it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the color of the year. So Pantone's color of the year is the Mocha Mousse, and that to me is, well, think obviously sands, right? So that would be a cool medium brown. And what's really interesting about it is that if you go on Pinterest and just literally search for Mocha Mousse outfits, you're going to see a lot of these combinations of layers. And I really, really like this because most of us already have some sort of brown in our outfits. And it's not that whole neutral, nude look. No, instead, it's layering different shades of browns, which is really, really nice. You probably already have like a blazer, brown blazer, or brown boots, or a belt. And then so just try to combine that light navy top with the pants, tailored pants, and having the different shades and colors mixed together is what's really going to be about this year. And I like that. I think the neutrals, having a whole monochromatic neutral outfit is washing out a lot of us. So I think it's great if we see this added layer and combination. Um, Okay, so moving on, the from the color of brown, the inspiration behind that is from Dune. So last summer we saw Dune come out of part two on the big screen, and in parallel we also see Dune the series happening right now on Max, which is super cool. And the reason why this is so important is because it's all about in a sand setting, and we have the browns. We see the long draped fabrics in the movie, the cloaks and the tunics. and they all echo very practical and simplistic views of this brown shade, right, of mocha. And it's, if you haven't seen it, Dune is it's about it does have I want to say it's a little bit of sci-fi in the future, but combined with um, a minimalistic tribe view. So in one perspective, they're super advanced, and another, they're very simplistic. So it's all happening in the desert, basically. That's all you need to know. And what's interesting is that they also have, so we have the cotton, we have the brown, they also have sheer, but they have, in addition to this, quite substantial amounts of the jewelry. So that's really, really cool. They have stacked rings, necklaces, and cuffs, and also tribal inspired styles. This particular I want to say this part of the movie is reflected in what we see in the trends in Mocha Mousse, but also in the boho chic revival. So we're going to see a lot of that boho, the fringe and the browns and the layers. And so I want to say that it's easier to incorporate these as being functional, but also stylish pieces. We see smaller bags as well as a crossbody, really just more on a minimum, like a mini size, that are very functional and practical. You cannot carry a lot, but that's a good thing because we don't want to carry a lot. I know that as moms we want to, but I think that to go towards the elegant side, you don't want to have to carry them anything. So anyway, for them, it's very practical. So we see a lot of small crossbody influences for that. And speaking of futuristic, that to me reminds me a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars. And I'm not a fan of those, but this leads into the next theme, which is Blade Runner. Blade Runner is coming out, it was filmed this year, it's coming out next year, and it's going to be another blockbuster. And how that translates for us into fashion is a lot of futuristic, apocalyptical type of themed clothes. So we do see metallics, we're going to see leather, we're going to see tailored fits, very structured silhouettes, the long coats, trench coats, and also, again, very bold accessories. Um, I did not include that in the fashion themes because I don't really find futuristic metallics very wearable for us. I think it's more, I don't know, I think it's very temporary. And so, very temporary meaning trendy. So, if you want to spice up your outfit, that's great. You can accessorize and find parts of it. But I think it will be dated very, very fast. So, for that reason, I did not include it. I don't think it's as wearable. The next trend that I want to talk about is inspired by Bridgerton. So now we have season three, I think, coming out soon. Are you fans of Bridgerton? Comment below and let me know which one of these movies. Have you even heard of them or have you seen them? I really like the Bridgerton series. I think it's a very good, um, I think it's a, I don't know, it reminds me of, it's almost anti-current state of where we are right now. We're all in a very modern world, but a lot of times I find myself thinking it would be so nice to go back and wear a gown. Maybe not every day, but they look so beautiful and feminine, and I really like that. So Bridgerton is on, I think, on Netflix, and it comes out every summer, last couple of years. And it has been the number one show. The theme of it is basically, I think, I'm not sure, in 1800s. So they're all wearing gowns and a lot of jewelry. And the way they did it in a modern way, right, to modernize it, is that they are the music. They are redoing all the popular songs like Taylor Swift. They have Taylor Swift sang in an like in a band, in an orchestra, in a violin, which is so cool. I really, really like that. So I think this approach is trying to make it more appealing to us, and it works because we've seen in fashion trends, we've seen a resurgence of vintage and older looking, more classical pieces. And which leads me to the fashion trend of castlecore. This was my number one pick, which is the romantic medieval inspired fashion. Here we're going to see rich textures and velvet, more regal details, and I think that we need that, right? We need that to clash with our athleisure that we're used to every single day. Um, yes, and so when we see trends, we're going to basically see complete opposites. So you're going to pick either super trendy and athleisure and casual, or you're going to go the opposite way, which is vintage um, gowns, empire waist, and intricate brocade. The brooches are also part of that, and really more of a royalty feel for blouses. Um, oh, and also capes. Yeah, capes were also part of that. Uh, for what's really relevant for us, I would say it's in the jewelry. It's very, very easy for jewelry to go a little bit more classic when you combine that with more modern pieces of fashion that you already have. So you can wear something like a tailored blazer and some more structured outfit on top, maybe monochromatic, more sleek, more modern looking, and then the jewelry can be more refined, more old school vintage. I'm going to talk about that in a minute when we go on to the next movie. Now we have to talk about Wicked. I don't know if you've heard about Wicked. It came out, actually, it's in theaters right now. I had an attempt to watch it last night. It is very long. It's 2.5 hours long. So I don't know. I think I'm going to do the DVD version of that. But Wicked is just everywhere right now. So we have, well, I'm wearing the emerald green, literally one of the witches. We have pink and we have green. So the emerald, I think, is going to be really big next year because of that. Then we have the pink. Ariana Grande is playing in it, and she is just so adorable. And I am a huge Barbie fan since the movie came out last year. And so I know that that's already outdated, but this movie, Wicked, sort of kept the pink trend going for us, maybe in a little slightly different version. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. One of the trends we're going to see is powder pink. And I have it over here. Basically, what that is, it's this light little ballet slippers type of pink. It's a lighter, more demure version, which is much more wearable and I think more applicable to our everyday life because nobody really can wear a fuchsia pink. So I like this one a lot. It is very soft, it's very feminine and timeless. In addition to that, Ariana's outfits are it's very basically she has a lot of tools, right? Inspired the next trend, which is ballet core. And we have the trends of the tools, and I also saw beautiful lace. Again, I know she's wearing pearls. She it just basically picture a little fairy. That's what she is wearing at all times. So if we take that and put it into our own now day-to-day fashion, I think we're going to see a lot of pink. But again, the lighter colors. Tulle will be incorporated probably as under layers. And I very recently, I just went through an anthropology store just open next to me, and I'm so excited because I've been looking for pieces from them for basically to what I'm recommending to you. So either Nordstrom or Anthropology. And Anthropology has very unique pieces that they are very limited in the amounts that they carry. So a lot of times I recommended something and they sold out by the time the video went live. So I'm like, well, which one do I pick? And so I didn't actually get to see a lot of their pieces in person, but the one just opened next to me, and I'm so excited because I went in and let me tell you that I just saw the most adorable variations of these tulle skirts. And they have bows on them. We also see a lot of bows coming up next year. We've already had that this year, but I think it's going to be even more. Also, if you've seen Princess Kate's um, Christmas um, Christmas show. They just filmed it, I think, last Friday. She was wearing this beautiful red trench, not trench, but it was like a long coat, and it was all red and had a beautiful black bow right here on her chest. I've never seen her wear anything that big. And yes, so both are going to be big as well next year. But so what we're going to see in to go back to ballet core is that we're going to see a lot of skirts in layers and bows on top. Anthropology has already a couple of them. Um, but the caveat to that is that when I actually tried it on with tulle, it can be very volume adding. So you need to be very careful, I guess, with how that looks. It looks great on a mannequin, but just be careful when you have to actually try it on, I guess, to see if it looks good on you. Um, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them when I'm done at the end or in between. Either way, I'm here for you, and I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are you struggling with? What can I help you with? Um, and let's see, other details that I noticed that are going to be, I want to say relevant for next year, would be the round toe shoes, the Mary Jane. Again, they were worn a lot in Wicked, beads again, and the A-line skirts. A-line skirts are so flattering. And it's basically letting you shape your own figure. And it's like you're remolding your body and your forms based on, having a nice little tight waist. Even if you don't have a waist, you're going to make one. So I really, really like that. And you can play with the length to flatter your legs as well. It can work against you. So I usually tend to go with knee length or above. Anything under, it's going to cut you visually right at the calves, which are thicker. So you want to make sure they stop at the knee length. So I think we're going to see a lot of variations of this next year. So it's a good option to choose from if this is, the style that you think works for you. Let's see, the next one. And I think the last very important inspiration is the Gladiator. Comes from the Gladiator 2. It just came out right now for Thanksgiving as well. I highly recommend you watch these because I don't know. Well, I watched them because I just love anything visuals, really, and I am always staring at their outfits and the jewelry that they wear, right? And it's this whole, think about it. There's a whole like team of people that put together these outfits and made sure that the characters are believable. So I find a lot of inspiration from them as well. So for Gladiator, it was just packed with the gems. And let's start with, I guess, men. Men had a lot of jewelry on, and we're going to see this everywhere in 2025. We see the earrings, the hoops. We've seen that throughout this year. We're going to see them again next year. I'm going to feature all of this in the jewelry trends video, so that's coming up soon as well. But it was just very interesting that I actually did the research on the trends and then to see the movies, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is totally in the movie now. I know where the trend is coming from. So Denzel Washington, which is one of the main characters, he is wearing the hoop earrings, the gold hoop earrings. So it's all about gold. Um, Other features that I've noticed are the cuffs. Cuffs are going to be big again. Of course, the whole premise of the movie happens 2000 years ago, but they exaggerated these pieces. So what that means for us is we're going to see a milder version of that. And so cuffs are going to, prepare to have them matching, right? We also see variations of matching cuffs with the watch. And we also might see bolder, like thicker ones. I also think we're going to see a lot of bracelets, like arm bracelets, the ones that go all the way up here. And um, the other character that I one of the emperors, I guess, something that really stood out to me was the crown. So they're wearing a lot of crowns with leaf motifs. And we are going to see a lot of that in jewelry as well. I actually have a couple of pieces. I don't know if you can see them, but I specifically picked them like this one, for example, is again very vintage looking. It has the same sort of braid around it. This one again is, I'm gonna put it closer, has a braid type of style, and this one has the leaves here and the combination. So they all look like they're matching together, but it's really in the details. I love these details because we're used to just having the regular band or a lot of diamonds maybe on them. Maybe it's a little bit too much. I think where this whole gladiator look is about gold and looking at the shape of the gold, right? To have leaves, to have braids and wheat motif. So we're gonna expect to see that as well. Another thing that I remembered is Wicked also has a lot of gemstones. And so expect to see jewelry with the gemstones themselves. Obviously the emerald. Coincidentally, Ariana Grande is also a now I've seen her all over Swarovski. She is, I think she has now obviously a brand deal with them, and she's just dripping all over in gems. And I think this goes so well with the Wicked movie, which actually showcases them as well. Uh, Yes, and so more trends from the Gladiator movie. We are going to see the lace again that was very prominent in the women dresses. And of course, the number one outfit shape will be the Empire waist dress. And again, if you really want to see the original thought behind all the trends and what you expect to see, go and watch these movies and just like see what they're wearing. I think they're very inspirational, and I think we need that. I think we need the trends because we as humans need new, right? We need new inspiration, and not necessarily to buy new things, but to think of new ways to use what we already have. So I'm really big on that as well. Let's say we talked about Empire Waist, gold, um, arm bracelets. Yeah, and I think I've covered most of the pieces that I've had so far. Again, if you haven't, if you want to check out the guide, the fashion theme guide, it's free to download. Go to womenofhighvalley.com/2025 trends. And yeah, so let's take a look at the questions. If you are watching this on replay, just go back and comment. I'm going to go back and respond as well. I'm so happy to have you. And next time we'll try to do a little more preview of, to give you a little bit of more heads up when we're going live. I will try to do this a lot more often. And thank you so much, Malik, for joining me. Thanks. These are from Linear. This is a European brand. They are absolutely just so lovely. Um, I really like to, I think we're all going towards more a minimalistic approach to jewelry, right? Which is less flashy. And I also really like pieces that are usable throughout the year, right? Like I'm really big on rings. I cannot leave the house without earrings and rings because to me they're like my safety blanket, right? When I'm in meetings or perhaps something, I don't know, I need to focus on. I tend to play a lot with rings, so I really like them. Thank you. Um, and I think this is it for today. I'm so excited to have you. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video soon. Take care. Bye.